What do
Yeah.
you make of him beating Samoa Joe here and finally getting that moment crowned AEW's first Black World Champion?
Very happy for him, man. I like him a lot as a performer and as a person. So I was very happy that he was able to get this match and that now it is official and he is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And just proud of him, man. And I think it's also something that is very proud for, you know, the culture. Him being a black champion. It's a very inspirational for black people in wrestling as well. So I think it's very good on that front. I I thought it was solid. I know you are going to really talk about the match a whole lot, but I thought it was a very solid match. I was great to see. I thought it was a great decision to make Samoa Joe the champ in the meantime, because we kind of quickly came to an end as far as MJF's reign went, and like Samoa Joe becoming the champ following MJF. I want to give Samoa Joe his flowers because he was a hell of a champion during the time he was doing. He was very believable. He was very badass, and I think the fact that we got to this point and we had the build up with him and Swerve knocked off Samoa Joe, who did seem like in his own way, as Rock was saying, a final boss in so many ways, like this real big bad Samoan badass. Uh, I'm very happy that Swerve got that strong win over him, and once again, I give Swerve and Joe their flowers.
That's so funny. You said badass and believable because those were going to be the two words I was going to use to describe Joe. And you're entirely right about that, especially in the way they structured this match where Joe was just an explosive, badass final boss, like you said in the beginning of this
Right.
match, where he really was putting the work in on Swerve, and it was structured in a way where Swerve was able to get your babyface comeback and overpower the monster. What is it about Swerve that you think connects with people and has made him so popular?
I mean, I think the first thing to me, here's what stands up to me. So he was with WWE, right? And then he was cut, he was released, and then he was able to have an opportunity at AEW. They brought him in. He starts rocking and rolling, and you can see how talented he is. And he's also very charismatic. He does music. He has a whole bunch of other interests too, right? He's a very well-rounded performer when it comes to everything. And then just he's a hell of a guy. If you ask me, he is a hell of a guy. I like him. He's friendly to everyone he meets, whatever. But he did that where when it ended at WWE, he could have like been upset and he could have almost went home and just gave up or whatever. But he's like, okay, well, one door closes, let's have another door open, and another door open for him at AEW, and he made the most of that opportunity. And I think it's truly the case of someone who could have like said, oh well, I lived my dream at WWE and I got released, so I'm done. He didn't do that. He like got driven, he got motivated, and he busted his ass and he went as hard as he possibly could until he became one of the biggest stars in AEW, and he became the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And I think people just following that story, it motivates them. It gives them inspiration that if they stumble, if they fall, if they fail, that they can pick themselves back up and they can continue onward and they can still be successful.
I know that you were on the fence about whether he should have won the title in the triple threat match at the previous pay-per-view or this one, but the way I saw it, him getting the singles moment where he firmly put away the badass heel, and they had that really great camera shot at the end as he's about to do the final stomp. They pulled out wide, and you see him soaking the moment in, and the crowd is just eating it up. It made for a star-making moment for Swerve, and I thought, Matt, that this ended up being the right time to pull the trigger on him. You have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it worked out well, and I'm glad it did. I was just obviously I was just concerned. I didn't. He had built up so much great momentum, and he had such a great following behind him. I didn't want that to. Uh, I didn't. I didn't want him to win the title when that wasn't at his peak. So it did. It
Mhm.
stayed consistent, and he was still able to pick up this win over Samoa Joe, and it still ended up being a big moment, even a bigger moment because it was a one-on-one match.
Well, and we talked about it last week in our State of AEW episode, which you can go find in the archives, by the way. I thought it was one of the best episodes we've ever done. I got a lot of feedback on that too.
Yeah.
Um, uh, there have been times with AEW where they have missed the moment because something has been dragged out too long or someone's gotten a little cold after they were super hot. So this was the right time to do it. He got the moment and now he's the guy, and I'm very happy about that.